Welcome back for another video. In today's video I'll be running through the Gameweek28 Team Selection, transfer plans and thoughts heading into this game week. If you missed the who to buy video for Gameweek28, make sure you give that a watch too, a link will be on screen at the end. A quick thank you to the newest patrons and YouTube members, Christian, Luke, Mr. Maze, WT22 and Selim. If you'd like to support me by becoming a patron or a YouTube member, the perks are the same, which includes early access to videos and a private channel on the Discord where I'll give team feedback. Links are in the description to both. And lastly, if you would like to follow my team throughout the season, don't forget to hit subscribe. Just before we jump in, today's video is sponsored by Spitch, which is a free app on both iOS and Android. A link to the app's at the top of the description. Spitch complements FPL very well. You create a lineup within the budget and you score points based on how they do. What sets it apart is you pick a fresh team every game week, almost like having a wildcard every week, and on top of that you can win cash prizes. You can even join mid-game week, so if you miss the early kickoff you're fine. I love the concept as it's a lot more fun than putting a bet on a game. However, since you can play for money, it's 18 plus only. It also supports the channel, so give it a try and see what you think. Thank you again to Spitch. To download the app, simply hit the link at the top of the description. Enjoy the video. A quick look back at how Gameweek 27 went. It was a disaster of a game week with just 33 points. The only positive was Son, and he was the only return in the team, but also the fact that the free hit was saved. We were hoping that the Burnley triple up would offer enough to minimise the red arrow, but as it turned out, me went off injured, and Burnley didn't keep a clean sheet in either game after hauling big in Gameweek 26. Weghorst also blanked in both games, getting just 3 points, and Jimenez was unexpectedly benched. The next two game weeks are pivotal. Reflecting back on the last two, the wildcard decision could well be a poor decision unless we score big over the next two, particularly the triple captaincy and whenever the free hit gets used instead. I think that red arrows were inevitable due to free hitting back in Gameweek 19 when we had 6 players starting. So as a result, some managers have caught up after many used theirs in 27. Less than 20% of the top 10k have their triple captain left, so that in itself is a big opportunity. With 2 transfers banked, we'll definitely be making a move or two, so let's take a look at how the team's shaping up for Gameweek 28. Ramsdale faces Watford this Sunday away. I'll actually be at the game, so I'll be rooting for him twice as much. Over the last 6 games played, Arsenal were 3rd best for expected goals conceded, and they've kept 3 clean sheets. That said, transfer plans this game will be dictated by the FA Cup results, and one possible outcome will result in Ramsdale being benched, which we'll discuss more at the end. Trent and Robertson coming for the Liverpool double up. It's an encouraging fixture facing West Ham at home. Liverpool will be desperate to get revenge after the 3-2 defeat when they played each other back in November. The atmosphere will be bouncing after their League Cup win, and fans will know the importance in the remaining games with Liverpool still well in the title race. Over the last 6 games played, Trent is on 34 points while Robertson's on 58. Robertson's been phenomenal recently and only 7.1% owned still, and 1.3 mil cheaper than Trent. The double up looks strong for the remainder of the season. Saiss has the double against Crystal Palace and Watford with both games at home. Wolves have conceded 21 goals this season, which ranks 4th best among all teams. They have not conceded more than twice in any game all season, which underlines their solidity, and after a disappointing 1-0 loss to West Ham, we'll hope for 1 clean sheet across the double, which would be a reasonable return. Salah gets the vice captaincy. Captaincy is such a tricky one this game week. We've been burned by the likes of Dennis, King and Weghorst in double game weeks, who would never be in our thinking for captaincy if not for the doubles. Therefore you do wonder if we could fall into the same trap this game week. Tomorrow the roundup video will be out for you, which will show the breakdown of captaincy this week. Rafinha currently gets the armband, though this could change depending on who joins the team this game week. He's among the top for predicted points, though you can't help but be put off by his lack of hauls. He's an incredible player, but in FPL terms he's not scored double-digit points in any game this season. I do feel this is a game where you can afford to go with your gut when it's such a tight call and there's a wide spread of options. Son faces Everton, which I feel could be a tough game. Everton desperately need a result here or they face the risk of dropping into the relegation zone. Likewise, Spurs will be bitterly disappointed after their FA Cup defeat to Middlesbrough, and the fans will need a result at home. Everton were incredibly unlucky not to have a penalty given against them last game week after a Rodri handball, which the FA have since apologised for reportedly, and Everton will want to set the record straight. Saka faces Watford away and he looks a real bargain for 6.5 mil considering the fixtures, particularly their double in Gameweek 29 and they don't blank in Gameweek 30, which will be crucial if you don't plan to free hit then. Saka may be forced to the bench as well depending on the incoming transfers. Bowen is in a similar boat with regards to his position in the team. In his case he could leave the team, but it'll be totally dependent on the FA Cup results. If West Ham lose to Southampton then he'll stay in the team as West Ham would not blank in Gameweek 30. Although it doesn't feel quite right looking to sell a player of his quality, but the doubles and blanks often leave you with a difficult choice. We'll be hoping for Jimenez to return to the starting 11. He was brought in for the doubles in 26 and 28, and also because he plays in the 27 and 30 blanks. So far he's just got a single assist over that run. Realistically, we just need him to play the next few and then he can leave the team after Gameweek 30. In isolation, he's not a great FPL asset this season, but with the blanks and doubles his appeal is higher currently. Brozier completes the starting 11, who faces Aston Villa and Newcastle. He's failed to net in his last 3 games, meanwhile Adams has been the informed Saints forward. As long as he continues to get starts, he's one of the best value players in the game still, and once the doubles are out of the way you can afford to bench him if required, as 5.5 mil doesn't break the bank. On the bench it's Pope, Tierney, Weghorst and me. Now the Burnley double is out of the way, me is an option to shift on, as is Pope. In terms of transfer plans, it will be totally dependent on the FA Cup results, but there are 2 routes being considered. Just to summarise the FA Cup implications, if Southampton beat West Ham, then Tottenham and West Ham won't blank in Gameweek 30. If West Ham win, then Burnley and Southampton won't blank in Gameweek 30. Lastly, if Chelsea beat Luton or Norwich beat Liverpool, then Chelsea and Norwich also get a double Gameweek 28, but they will blank in 30. Therefore, if Southampton beat West Ham, then Bowen likely stays in the team with an eye on blank Gameweek 30. The transfer plan here would be Pope to Sarr and me to Rudiger. This gives us 2 extra double Gameweek players for Gameweek 28. Unfortunately, we're 0.1 mil short of me straight to Rudiger, so the only way to fund it is with Pope or Weghorst leaving the team. However, if West Ham beat Southampton, then Southampton would be the team that don't blank in Gameweek 30 along with Burnley. The transfer plan here would be Bowen to Ward-Prowse and me to Rudiger. This would also give us 2 extra double Gameweek players plus Ward-Prowse who wouldn't blank in 30. Both moves would set us up nicely for the next 2, with 6 doubling in Gameweek 28 and then 7 doubling in Gameweek 29. The main downside to that second option involving Ward-Prowse and Rudiger is that it would mean benching Saka. I could ignore Rudiger entirely and just go Bowen to Ward-Prowse or Coutinho, but Chelsea could easily keep 2 clean sheets and I strongly consider Rudiger for captaincy too. As always, I'll post my final team on the channel and on Twitter. If you'd like to follow my team throughout the season, don't forget to hit subscribe. But for now, that concludes today's video. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments how your Gameweek 27 went and what your plan is for Gameweek 28. And lastly, please remember to like the video and hit subscribe to support the channel. See you soon for the next one.